Have you ever believed in something so strongly that you were willing to risk your life to prove it? On April 28, 1947, a Norwegian explorer and 5 companions set sail on what many considered a suicide mission. By the end of this video, you'll discover how this extraordinary journey across the Pacific challenged our understanding of ancient migrations and proved that sometimes the most convincing evidence comes from actually reliving the past. Thor Heyerdahl was not your typical scientist. After studying indigenous cultures in Polynesia, he developed a controversial theory that the islands had been settled not from Asia, as most experts believed, but from South America. His evidence included similar sculptures, plant cultivation, and linguistic connections. But the academic world dismissed his ideas, pointing to one seemingly insurmountable problem. How could ancient peoples have crossed 4,300 miles of open ocean from Peru to Polynesia? Unable to convince skeptics with traditional evidence, Heyerdahl decided on a radical approach. He would recreate the journey himself, using only materials and techniques available to pre-Columbian South Americans. If he could make it, that would prove such a voyage was possible for ancient mariners. The expedition began by building a raft similar to those used by ancient Peruvians. Named Kon-Tiki after a legendary South American sun god, the craft was constructed from 9 balsa wood logs lashed together with hemp ropes. No nails, screws, or modern materials. The only concessions to the 20th century were a radio for emergency communication and modern navigational tools to document their position. Joining Heyerdahl were 5 other adventurous souls: Erik Hesselberg, Bengt Danielsson, Knut Haugland, Torstein Raby, and Herman Watzinger. What bound them together was not scientific expertise. Only Heyerdahl and Danielsson had relevant academic backgrounds, but courage and a sense of adventure. Notably, Haugland and Raby had been resistance fighters during World War II, with experience in clandestine radio operations. On April 28, 1947, the Kon-Tiki set sail from the port of Callao, Peru. As they drifted away from shore, many onlookers doubted they would survive, let alone reach Polynesia. The crew had minimal sailing experience, and their vessel had no means of steering except a primitive rudder oar. They would be at the mercy of ocean currents and trade winds. For 101 days, the 6 men lived on a raft roughly the size of a small apartment balcony. They caught fish, collected rainwater, and endured violent storms, scorching sun, and the constant worry that their balsa wood would become waterlogged and sink. Yet remarkably, the ancient design proved seaworthy. The logs absorbed water, but remained buoyant, and the structure held together despite punishing waves. The journey wasn't just about survival. It was also a scientific expedition. The crew documented marine life, collected samples, and kept detailed logs of weather patterns and currents. They experienced firsthand how ancient voyagers might have lived at sea, developing techniques for fishing and navigation that weren't in any textbook. On August 7, 1947, after traveling over 4,300 miles, the Kon-Tiki crashed into a reef off Roroya Atoll in the Tuamotu archipelago. Though the raft was damaged, all 6 crew members survived by swimming to shore. They had accomplished what critics said was impossible. Consider this. Before Heyerdahl's journey, most academics refused to believe ancient South Americans could have reached Polynesia. After the Kon-Tiki expedition, they had to at least acknowledge it was possible. While modern DNA evidence suggests that Polynesia was primarily settled from Asia, more recent findings have indeed confirmed some South American contact with Polynesia, potentially vindicating aspects of Heyerdahl's theory. The expedition captured the world's imagination. Heyerdahl's book about the journey became an international bestseller, translated into 70 languages, and the documentary film of their adventure won an Academy Award in 1951. More importantly, it inspired a new approach to experimental archaeology, testing historical theories through practical recreation. What voyage of discovery fascinates you the most? What seemingly impossible theory would you risk everything to prove? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thor Heyerdahl went on to lead other expeditions, including the Ra and Ra II papyrus boats across the Atlantic, continuing to challenge conventional wisdom about ancient maritime capabilities. But it was the Kon-Tiki that remains his most famous achievement, a testament to human ingenuity, courage, and the power of practical demonstration over theoretical argument. If you found this journey inspiring, hit that like button and subscribe to History Sparks. Tomorrow's video will take you inside another moment when determination and daring changed our understanding of what's possible. I promise you won't want to miss it. Your appreciation for the extraordinary human drive to explore and discover will never be the same. This is History Sparks, where the past illuminates our future.